Hello my friends, welcome to Canadian Immigration Channel. Well, this time I would like to talk about Labor Market Impact Assessment, LMIA for short. Now, in this video I would like to discuss a couple of questions which are quite peculiar and particular, if you will, with respect to applying for work permit when your employer already has LMIA or your employer is preparing LMIA but is not sure how to proceed further on. Now, the very first one is, however, it's obvious, at least it's very obvious for me, there are still lots of people who are asking me a question whether your current employment or previous employment for the last 10 years has to correspond to the position the employer is taking you for. Now, the answer is obviously yes, and the thing is, you have to be absolutely certain of what the employer is looking for and what exactly he or she puts in the ad. Now, when an employer is posting advertisement for the particular position, he or she has to be absolutely clear with respect to what kind of experience, what kind of skills the employer is looking for. So say, for example, if the employer is looking for a plumber with 9 years of work experience, when you're applying later on with its LMIA for work permit, you have to demonstrate that you got at least 9 years of plumbing work experience. Otherwise, this LMIA would be valid, but your work experience would not actually correspond, therefore your work permit would never be issued. So be very, very straightforward from the beginning when you're discussing it with the employer what exactly would be there and what you could demonstrate and what you could prove. So say, for example, again, you're an IT professional with years and years of work experience. However, for the last 10 years, only 4 years could be proven because, out of those 10, so 6 years you were working as a freelancer and all you have is PayPal transactions, which are kind of shady and not always able to confirm your work experience. So, well, bottom line, we have to put in the ad that we are looking for a specific professional with the current set of skills, but with 4 years of work experience, not with 10. Otherwise, again, your application would probably end up in failure. Now, the second question I wanted to discuss is, what should be the salary in there? Because obviously the employer is deciding, but it's not that straightforward. So say if the minimum wage in Ontario right now is $14 and an employer is put in there that he is looking, for example, for a financial manager or financial director of an organization, and the employer would be paying $15 per hour, that's never gonna work, right? Because Human Resources and Development Canada would be looking for median wage for something which would correspond to the current position in the current geographical area. Now, it's not always clear how to define that median wage, how to find out which one would it be for a particular position. Luckily for you, there is a very, very transparent tool on Job Bank Canada. So if you go to Job Bank, you could look at statistics, you could look at analytics of Job Bank and look for a specific NOC code in a particular area. So you could look for whatever is plumber making in Vancouver, however much is paid to a welder somewhere in Alberta, and based on that, when you're selecting the median wage, that's exactly how much the employer is supposed to pay you when he or she is hiring you and looking for Human Resources and Development Canada to allow the employer to hire one foreign worker. So it has to be either equal or above that. They are not able to pay less. Be very, very mindful about this. And again, this would pretty much would help you out to straighten this LMIA, make sure that the employer would not be disappointed, that the employer would not waste those money, and obviously that you would be successful later on. If you got questions, concerns, how to deal with this, how to approach this topic, and obviously how to help your employer, feel free to send us an email and we would be glad to assist you.